Hello, guys. It's Jalex. So today I have here with me this DJ from St. George named Alvaxx. Thanks for joining me, Alvaxx.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. So why don't you tell the people who will be watching this meeting the story of you as a DJ?
So I moved here from El Salvador about 6 years ago, and I lived my whole life down there. So I speak fluently Spanish, and I started DJing about 3 years ago. First, just with my computer, then I upgraded to a controller, and uh, I fell in love with house music, and now here I am.
Nifty. So exactly when did you get your first gig?
So my first gig was, I think it was April last year, if I'm right. It was April. It was a live stream that I did with these guys from here from St. George, down in Dixie, and I think that was my first gig.
Have you ever had some funny or extra memorable moments mid gig?
Um, let's see. Well, that I can think of. Well, it's hard for me to remember. I have pretty much all my gigs. They're pretty nice for me, so I don't have like any moment in special. Yeah, to be honest, but maybe in the future I'll get something that we can talk about. Maybe in the future.
Mm-hmm. Any goals in particular that you want to talk about?
Yeah. So right now, I'm trying to focus myself on producing. I want to start making house music too, not only DJing. So my main goal, like in probably this year or next year, it's to be able to release a track under my name, and you know from there we'll see where we go.
Okay. Do you know if you're going to aim for a label or going to self release?
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna be trying to aim for a label for uh any of my favorite artists, Oliver Heldens, James Hype, any of them. I'm gonna try in in the future. I hope that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. For a DAW, are you looking at Ableton or?
Oh, I'm using FL Studio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I use FL Studio.
What plugins do you use?
So the ones that I like the most is probably Silent One for bass lines and those type of stuff. And I haven't really bought any non-stock plugins, so I just use the ones that the program has right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to confess, I also overuse Silent on my part.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Comes really
Hmm.
handy.
Yeah, my only complaint is that because I use Logic, there's this little thing that happens that whenever I want to do a cover, and if I'm using like some MIDI files that somebody has already used, and if I want to use a silent instrument, sometimes silent is going to want to switch to a different preset the second that playback starts. I don't know why it does that.
Hmm. Yeah, to be honest, right now I'm just like getting a hold of like the plugin itself. I'm learning how to use like every single thing there, so it's not really that I'm really confident with using it.
Hmm.
Still haven't finished a track yet. I hope I do it soon enough. But
Same here.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad to know that you're producing.
Yeah, because I really like DJing, but I want to DJ my own stuff. Because I have
Yeah,
ideas, but the hard thing about it is that I don't know how to get it from my head into the computer into like a song.
yeah.
So I'm trying to learn right now how to get my ideas that I have in my head into a track that I can use in my gigs.
Hmm. I've had that problem for the first 4 years of me being a producer DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something that happens to me more often than not, and this may or may not happen to you, is that I start making a track with one idea in mind, and a few months go by, and it actually ends up being a completely different track than what I originally envisioned. And it's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, it happened to me too. What I've been doing, I don't know why. I think I'm just like taking too much time on it that I end up like changing the whole thing. So
Mhm.
I think the thing that I might start doing is just like keep the tracks simple and instead of like making it so complicated.
Yeah.
Uh, like I mean, work smarter, not harder. You know.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
learned that the hard way. Like I used to look up to certain producers like BT that would make their tracks overly complex, and I kind of thought that would impress people. But in the end, the listeners don't really care how complex it sounds. They just
Yeah.
care if it sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. They just wanna dance to it. So yeah. So I'm starting to like keep my stuff simple, like
Hmm.
still good in my opinion, but simple because I think that helps a lot to not like get out of the your track, like where you're going, what the idea was.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, let's see. What else? So, who are your inspirations?
So when I started DJing, I really liked Hardwell. So that's like probably the first DJ that I ever got into, watching videos, his music and stuff. Uh, but then I started switching into house more than like mainstream, like,
Hmm.
and probably the person that got me more into house music is James Hype. Uh, he mixes tech house and like that's pretty much all I like to mix. I'm working on some tracks on tech house, and from there, I would say Oliver Heldens, Mr. Belt and Whistle. Uh, those are probably the most my that give me more inspiration to keep DJing and trying to make music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any inspirations that actually sound nothing like the music that you aim for or that you make or play?
Let's see.
Like current ones?
Let me think about some music that I listen to, but I don't really play or make. Maybe let's say Carnage. I don't really play his music, but I feel inspiration from him because he's from a family that immigrated into the U.S. illegally,
Ah,
and so I because he's from Central America as well, like
okay.
Salvadorian, and I think he's from Guatemala. His family's from Guatemala, so I really look up to him because he's really big now
Hmm.
and where he comes from. So, but I don't really play his music or uh, listen to it a lot.
Hmm.
Get some tracks from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to take this as, I think you might take this as a bit of a shock, but one musician that I sound nothing like, but I still take some inspiration from is Madonna.
Really?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because I always really liked her like implementation of electronic music with pop music, like in the
Oh,
80s and 90s and 2000s.
yeah. Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah. And I think that's also I think I'm actually thinking about remixing one of her songs in the near future, but I haven't gotten around to it yet because I've got other things higher on my priority list.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be nice. I'll listen to that.
Well, thanks. Yeah. Any musicians that you would like to remix in the near future?
Let's see. Hmm, I'm trying to think. There's a lot, but I don't think there's nothing coming to my mind right now. Yeah, because I know there's songs that when I listen to them, I'm like, oh, I would like to make a remix out of this, but right now they're just not showing up in my mind.
Mm, I
Yeah,
get that. A ver. Dream gig.
ultra.
Nice.
Yeah.
That used to be my dream gig too until I got into industrial, and then I got figured they wouldn't really be into that. So I'd go to Amphi, which is pretty much the
Oh,
ultra equivalent of like goth and industrial.
oh, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of that.
I thought you wouldn't. It's underground.
Yeah, yeah, but I would really like to play an ultra someday.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. One crazy daydream I used to have when I was a little kid, a teenager, not a little kid, my bad, is like I thought if I was super rich, I would actually like to have the Ultra main stage from 2015 in my backyard.
Well, that's that's really, I don't know. It's kind of hard to imagine that in your backyard.
Yeah, back when I was naive, but and had a weird sense of imagination, shall we say.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, any plugins that you'd be looking at in the near future?
Uh, let's see. I haven't been really looking into like other plugins. I'm still trying to get like familiar with the ones that the FL Studio has.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think is the, I don't remember what version is it. It's like the mid version is like, it was like $300. So for those who know, they might know what plugins they come with.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still get like, because there's a lot and they're really good, but I still don't know how to use all of them. So
Yeah.
before I get into more plugins, because the only one that I buy is silent one because I really
Mhm.
liked it.
And
It's,
it's also relatively cheap compared to other plugins.
yeah, yeah. So right now, that's, I don't have any in mind that I'm planning on getting right now.
Right. I remember once I tried to use like a free knockoff version of FL Studio, and I never learned. I never learned how to use it. And one problem that I ran into early in my production career was that I realized that I didn't know how to master.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how to master yet.
Uh,
I'm still way far from there.
yeah, there's still time.
Yeah.
And let's see. A ver, ¿de qué más quieres hablar?
Uh, how do you ask me? I don't know. It's kind of hard to think. What else can I talk about? Uh, oh, let's see. Oh, that I like to make music with Hispanic artists as well.
Oh yeah,
Um, yeah, like, how this like new electronic kind of reggaeton music it's coming up, like with DA Snake, Stevie Aoki. They're making that type of music with like
we're like
his
Mumbaton.
artist. Yeah, so I will like to do that at some point.
Yeah,
Mix it with house more than just like mainstream, but still with Hispanic artists.
yeah.
So
I've also kind of noticed that there are some Hispanic artists, especially from Mexico, that have been doing like minimal tech house and minimal psytrance.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I don't really listen to minimal. The
mm,
closest thing to it's probably tech, kind of like Camel Fat, Oregon City. That's probably the closest thing, but I don't really like minimal. I don't know.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just too quiet for me.
Mm,
I like more be kind of groovy.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah. when we
Yeah.
met, I remember thinking that psytrance was my true calling, and then my true calling as of today has turned into cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, lately I've been getting more into mixing psytrance too. In my last gig, I played a little bit of psytrance at the end, and I like how the people reacted to it. So I might just be getting more into it.
Oh yeah,
I really liked it like for a long time, but I never DJ'd. I just listened to it. But
I
now
get
I'm
that.
just doing it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that there's like I hope that an audience for it in St. George in Southern Utah, excuse me, develops for it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Let's see. So, are you planning on going along with this new event series that Rod has started, or are you just sticking with Down Under Dixie?
Well, I don't know if I ever get like any offers for it. I'll probably say yes because I'm just trying to get as much gigs as I can, but I don't like really want to like choose a side. I think just like just play a gig and then
Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
picking any sides either. I'm just
yeah,
going along with whoever would be more interested in my
yeah.
kind of music.
To be honest, anyone that wants me to play the music I play, I will say yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you ever run into this problem where you felt like you had to pretty much like beg for a gig?
Uh, maybe to be honest, I've never had that problem. Uh, I don't know, but really, I'm kind of shy when it comes to that. So if I get
Oh,
offered,
okay.
I say yes. But other than that, I'm just probably not gonna say nothing. But yeah,
Hmm.
I know that there's that's a way to get more gigs, because but yeah, like I said, I'm kind of shy. Like getting myself out there,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a problem. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
I
admit
had,
I
like a gig, but I never like had to beg for it.
okay. I
Yeah.
admit most of the time I've actually been begging for gigs, and I technically when I approached Down Under Dixie, I just remember hearing about them, and I just emailed them like, "Hi, my name's Alex. Here's my press kit and stuff." And I actually didn't think they'd get back to me.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard because not a lot of people like the music you make, but in my opinion, I really like it.
Well,
But
thanks.
yeah, not a lot of people, I've noticed here in like southern Utah, St. George area,
There's
it's find
the
people that
audience for it is either really small or non-existent.
yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I really like what you do. You're a really good producer.
Thanks, I
Yeah,
try.
but yeah, I hope that it gets more diverse in here. For like house DJs, side trends, techno, because I really love techno too. But I don't know, it's kind of hard to find people that like techno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But yeah,
like I think it would have been easy. I think it would be easier to find people who like techno in like Europe or in Latin America.
yeah, yeah, I think so.
And I also noticed that for some reason there seems to be a bigger audience for psytrance in Brazil and Israel.
Hmm, I didn't know about that. I've only been
Like
here in El Salvador, so
okay, like if you noticed, it's like
yeah.
infected mushroom, Yahel, and Vinny Vici, all Israelis.
Oh yeah, yeah. I hadn't noticed that, but now that you say it,
Yeah, they must know something. They must
yeah,
be the psytrance what the Swedish are to like mainstream EDM and pop.
I know. Yeah.
A ver, ¿qué más? Admito que ay, ya he preguntado todas las preguntas, pero si hay algo más de qué quieres hablar.
Por el momento creo que no tendría nada más que decir. Ah, Solo que estoy trabajando lo más que puedo ahorita, tratando de mantenerlo entre la música y el trabajo y las demás cosas. Y
Ok.
pues espero en algún momento poder lograr algo.
Así. Nomás trabajando mientras persigues tu sueño.
Sí, sino más para el día a día.
Ujú. A ver. Pues es oh yeah, I got caught up in Spanish. Well, I actually am looking forward to your first single, and I hope it's actually fire.
Yeah, me too. As soon as I get something done, I'll probably send it over to you before to get it checked. But
I can
yeah,
actually master it for you for free if you want, because I
man, that
got
would be
ozone.
great. That would be great. Because yeah, I would like somebody that has like a lot of experience to check it before I like even think about releasing something.
Hmm.
Because yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, that
I
would be
warn you,
great.
I can't guarantee that it would get released on a label.
Yeah. Like probably my first releases would be like under just my name, just independently.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. Planning on getting something worked out by the end of this year. That's my goal for this year. But yeah, the sooner the better. I'll just try to get that as soon as I can.
Okay. Well, I look forward to it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, Alvaro.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Cuídate.
Igual tú.